Hello, saxophones, and welcome to song number 60, Alouette. This is the first song towards your red belt. Um, so, in this song, what is it teaching us? What's the new thing? Well, it's not a new note, but it is a new rhythm. And that rhythm, or I would even say it's a rhythm, it's actually kind of a new skill. And what we're learning, this new skill, this new vocabulary word, is how to tie notes together. So if you look right here in the very beginning, where I'm clicking, that curved line connecting the first two notes is called a tie. T-I-E. And what a tie does, it connects two notes that are the same note, but they could be a different rhythm. So as we see a half note and a ta. This tie is connecting a half note to a ta. They are both a C. So we have two C's being connected by a tie. Well, what does that really do? Underneath, it tells us that it's going to be 3 beats. So somehow these two notes, when we tie them together, they're now going to be 3 beats. These notes are going to be 3 beats long. So what does that really mean? Well, you have to think of the tie, this curved line, like a plus sign. So a half note is 2 beats. It is tied to a tie, which is to a ta, which is 1 beat. So 2 plus 1 equals 3. So when I play this first note, I'm just going to play a C, but it's 3 beats long because it's a half note, 2 beats, tied to a ta, 1 beat, which is now going to be a single note that is 3 beats long. So let me play that for you. I'm going to play those two notes. It's like I'm going to pretend I don't even see the tie. I'm going to play a half note and a ta. Here we go. 1, 2, ready, and ta, ta. Now I'm going to tie those notes together to make one note that's just 3 beats long. Here we go. 1, 2, ready, and. So that tie is just a plus line connecting two notes together to make a longer note. So let's go into learning the song. Let's just go the first 2 measures here. We already know our first note is going to be 3 beats long and that it's a C. After that, we have a ta, which is a D, and then 2 half notes. And remember, a half note is 2 beats long. We have an E and another E. Let's just read these 2 measures, rhythm only, using tas. I'm going to bump our speed down like I usually do. I'm going to turn this down to probably 80. 80 sounds good to me. All right, let's read the rhythm in the first 2 measures using tas. Ready, go. Ta, 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 ta. Notice for the first note I said ta. That's because that note is 3 beats long. And then after that we have a single ta. Ta, ta. Let's play those first 2 measures now. Let's play them one more time. So remember that rhythm is ta, 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 ta. Let's keep going. I'm just going to look at rhythm first. All I see are tas, but I do see tas right here that are tied together. So I have a ta, 1 beat, tied to another ta, 1 beat. And remember, this tie is our plus sign. 1 plus 1 equals 2. So this note right here, these two notes tied together will be 2 beats long. And you may be thinking to yourself, well, isn't a half note just 2 beats long? It is. It's going to sound like a half note because we're going to play this note for 2 beats long. But when we see it on the paper, on the music, it's going to look like 2 notes, 2 individual notes tied together. It's going to sound like a half note, but to us playing the music, we're going to see 2 separate notes tied together. Is there really a difference? No, not really at all, just to our eyes. But the ears, the thing that's actually going to hear the music, is going to hear a half note. It's pretty much the same thing. So what are our notes here? Well, we have 2 C's tied together, and we have 2 G's tied together. So our rhythm will be ta, ta. Because remember now it's going to be a half note, essentially 2 beats long each for these notes. And back up 1 measure, I see 4 tas, and those notes are D, C, D, and then E. High E, because it's towards the top lines and spaces. Let's play these 2 measures starting right here. Measure 1 and measure 2. Not bad at all. Ta, 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 ta. I'm going to go back to the beginning now. I'm going to play the first 4 measures of the song. Measure 1, 2, 3, and 4. All right, that was pretty good. Let's keep continuing on. Let's just go 2 measures again. Well, I see a half note C tied to a ta C. So 2 plus 1 equals 3. So this first note's going to be 3 beats long again. I have a single ta D right here, half note E, high E, and then I have 2 tas tied together, so 1 plus 1 equals 2 beats long, and they're the same note, which means they're still high E. So I hope you noticed something talking about music repeating itself again. We have a 3 beat long C, we have a D ta, we have an E half note, but then 2 E's that are tas tied together to make it 2 beats long. So what does that really mean? What it means is these 2 measures here are the exact same thing as these 2 measures here. They look a little different. This E is a half note. This E is our 2 tas tied together. But remember, it's still going to sound like a half note. So these 2 measures, same thing. So I know how to play them. I'm going to keep moving on. I see 4 tas, D, C, D, and then E, which I just played over here, same 4 tas. And then our song ends on a C, which will be half note 2 beats plus a ta 1 beat, which would give us a 3 beat long note again. So I'm going to play the second half of the song for you right now. Okay, I'm going to try to play the whole song now. Here we go. All right, saxophones, that's song number 60, Alouette. Remember, this song, what it's teaching us is this new vocabulary word, this new skill, which is tying notes together. And remember, the tie is a musical plus sign. So that's why 2 beats plus 1 beat now equals 3 beats long. All right, saxophones, if you have any questions, please leave them in the comments or send me a message. And goodbye.